I'm about to show you something extremely controversial. It's even illegal in the state of Israel to obtain this. And if you do obtain it, it's illegal to show it and or talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, my DNA. Now, I bet you thought it was going to be a lot crazier than that, right? Now, you might ask yourself, why is it illegal to obtain this in the state of Israel? Because it proves through your DNA that Jews around the world have no ancestral ties to the land of Israel. Because it proves through your DNA that Jews around the world have no ancestral ties to the land of Israel.
We Jews have been in the land of Israel since the times of biblical Joshua.
Who is we? No, really, who is we? You live in Israel, so I don't expect you to be able to provide genetic or ancestral receipts for your claims about us Jews, because those kinds of receipts are illegal in Israel without a court order and other special permissions. The Jerusalem Post explains, such a thing cannot exist as kits sold directly to the public, going on to say that they have possible effects on subjects and their families. Furthermore, the national implications of these tests could hold or affect, nice grammar, Jerusalem Post, could hold or affect with Israel being a government-recognized Jewish state. Don't you just love when they say the quiet parts out loud? But since they won't let you get receipts for us Jews, I brought my own. Wow. So I, an Ashkenazi, have no genetic or ancestral ties to the region of historic Palestine. I, an Ashkenazi, have no genetic or ancestral ties to the region of historic Palestine. And yet Israel still claims it's my homeland, which I could move to and become a citizen of under the ironically named Law of Return.
Have you heard of the Kuzalim?
Yeah, that's us. That's me, actually.
Okay, so what is your... this is a question that comes from outside of Israel. What is your opinion about the theory that Ashkenazim came from Kuzalim?
It seems relevant. It's quite obvious that white Jewish people, Ashkenazim from Europe, are not genetically, as much as I can tell, I'm not an expert, but they don't look the same like Arab Jews, people that came from Arab countries, and Ethiopians. I don't think there's a lot of, there may be some genetic relations, but there's a lot of genetic differences, and any theory that says that we're not genetically come from the same ancestors makes sense to me.
Now, tell me why I get online and I'm seeing these videos of Jewish Americans freaking out at their DNA results, of course, which is illegal in Israel. You cannot do DNA test anyhow. And if you got these results, you can never get it from me. You can never show these results in public. Tell me why these people are freaking out today, because this is something that a lot of people worked out when they were, let's say, just around maybe 10 or 11 years old. Yeah. And tell me, like, they are finding out this, and it has brought a lot of controversies. Anyways, without further ado, let us dive into today's video. Credit, of course, belongs to the original creators of these videos, yes. And that quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes and also to keep you in the loop on what is trending on social media. Let's get into the video and I'll be right back.
I am 49% Jewish. I am 47% Filipino. I am 0.6% African, and I am 0.9% Central and South Asian. Shalom. Come on, chat. Bro, I actually wasn't expecting to be like that Jewish. That's crazy. Bro, I'm more Jewish than Filipino.
So I've been seeing a lot of Palestinian DNA results recently from 23andMe, and in almost all of them, there has been at least 80% of their DNA from Israel-Palestine, which is a new feature in the 23andMe ancestry test. So I thought that I would share my results as somebody who was born and raised Jewish, meaning that both of my parents are Jewish. I am ethnically 100% Jewish. And as you may know, Zionists claim that Jews all originate from Palestine. Therefore, our DNA should say that, our DNA markers should include Israel, Palestine. So let's look at my results and see if that's the case. So before I show my results, I'll just give you a bit of a background. So on one side of my family, I am Ashkenazi Jewish. So on my father's side, his family originates from Eastern Europe. And on my mother's side, they are Mizrahi and Sephardic. So my mom's side is from Morocco and her father's side is from Yemen. So I should have Middle Eastern and North African or Southern European DNA. So it's actually pretty scary how accurate it is. So as you can see, it says 50.6% Ashkenazi Jewish, and it says Eastern Polish and Western Ukrainian Jews, which I had honestly no idea that my ancestry was Ukrainian. From what I know, that my ancestry was Hungarian. But anyways, I am half Ashkenazi Jewish because my father is Ashkenazi Jewish, so it's literally 50.6, which is pretty amazing. Southern European, Spanish and Portuguese makes completely sense. It's only 1.3%, but Sephardic Jews come originally from Spain. So there's tiny bit of Italy, which doesn't really count. And now I'm assuming this is from my mother's side. There is 46.6% Western Asian and North African. So Peninsular Arab, 19.2%. So that is almost a quarter Yemeni, which you see it says right here, Adan government, Yemen, which makes complete sense once again because, like I said, my mother's father's side is from Yemen. Like as far as they can go back, they are from Yemen. So Peninsular Arab, Yemen. Egyptian, honestly, I'm not sure where that comes from. Broadly Arab and Levantine, 7.6%. So that's nothing specific. And lastly, there is North African, Casablanca, Morocco, 6.4%, which is relatively small again because should be 25% Moroccan because my mother's mother is born in Morocco, and as far as they go back, they are from Morocco, but Moroccan Jews generally come from Spain, so there could be something there with the Spanish. Iranian, Mesopotamia 0.4%, don't really count it, and then broadly West Asian and North African is 5% as well. So there it is. As you can see, 0% Palestine and Israel, whereas almost all the DNA tests I've seen of Palestinians have had 85% or more of Palestinian DNA. So there you have it. This is just at least my family, and I have yet to see one Israeli or one Jewish person to have 80% or more of Palestinian or Palestine or Israel DNA. So if you have that, prove me wrong, stitch me, show me this. But so far, only Palestinians have shown to have 80% Palestinian DNA. Yeah, that's my results.
8 years ago, I did a DNA test because I was curious what my DNA was. Now, my mom is Jewish, my dad is not. And on the Jewish side of my family, every single person ever has married someone Jewish until my mom. So I knew on my mom's side, it was going to be something like 50% Jewish. I knew that was going to be for a fact. But my dad's side, I wasn't really sure what it was going to be because my dad's family has been in America since like the 1600s. So I got my results back, and obviously it was something like 50% Ashkenazi Jewish. But my dad's results were something like 30% French and German, 20% British and Irish, and then a bunch of other random stuff. That was 8 years ago. I just got an email that my results have been updated. And I was like, what? I haven't checked my DNA results in a long time. So I just logged in, and you're not going to believe this. Before I show you these results, I just need to share for anyone that doesn't know, I lived in England for 7 years by myself. I moved there for university. I ended up staying because I loved it. I have no family in England. I just always had this calling, like I needed to go to England. I didn't know anyone there. I ended up making the most amazing friends and people that became like family to me. But yeah, this is my updated result. Okay, so obviously we have the almost 50% Ashkenazi Jewish, but hold on, 45% English? 45% English? Also gotta love the 2% Scottish. You're telling me I lived in England for 7 years and I didn't know I was nearly half English? I was on either student visas or work visas my entire time there. I feel like there's a passport in there somewhere. I feel like I can try to finesse some, I know they're no longer part of the EU, but some sort of British blue passport.
So I'm so upset about my 23andMe results. At first glance, first they say I'm 100% European, which I'm not. I'm only 50% European on my mother's side. And then second of all, when you go into their thing about Ashkenazi Jews, they say we are more like our other Jewish counterparts than European. We're from Western Asia. Instead of saying the Middle East, they said Western Asia. That's what Western Asia means. They could have just said we're from Israel, we're from the Middle East. But instead they decided to be politically correct, which is disappointing. I feel like they were very unfair to Ashkenazi Jews the way they put things. And that's very upsetting. So I'm going to go do MyHeritage next, that DNA test, and see if they have a better way of putting things than 23andMe did.
Honestly, I really find it interesting, rather funny, that these people are finding out about their DNAs and they are acting funny. Some are freaking out, they are mad. Like, I feel this is disingenuity, yeah, for lack of better term. Now, I was scrolling through my FYP and I came across these videos and I saw this particular comment where this commenter said, and I quote, "So I have 13% Jewish and we were all completely surprised by it. No non-Jewish ancestors at all. Through matches, I figured out that my granddad's dad was not his biological father. He was born in an area with a Jewish community and grew up with Jewish people. He even claims to have helped out with chores on Shabbat. From what I can theorize, my great-grandma had a relationship with a Jewish man and got pregnant. Maybe due to his religion, they couldn't marry, so instead she married her cousin whilst heavily pregnant to cover it up. The bio dad in question always lived only 5 minutes away from her, and the cousin dad moved away and was never present in my granddad's life. Looks like they may have continued their relationship as bio dad lived so close and never had any other children or married until he was in his 60s. I'm still looking into this, but maybe my granddad was helping his actual dad with Shabbat chores as an excuse to see him. Apart from the obvious shock, I have really started to explore Judaism and Jewish culture and even volunteer in a Jewish museum. So I could go on and on about these comments and how shocked people are, these Jewish Americans, when people want them, when people, especially when black people say something, there is something you just need to stop and just see, analyze it, because there is always some, in fact, black people always speak the truth. There is always this percentage of truth in what black people say. Yeah, so they are Caucasians. There is nothing to be shocked about. I really feel that the fact that they are coming out and they are pretending they are in shock, this is something that these guys have been learning in school. Or maybe someone is hiding this from you, because nowadays we don't even, it's not only in schools that we get to learn about different things. We learn different things even from neighbors. We learn from friends, families. It's not only in schools that we get to learn these things, especially when it comes to information as sensitive as this. Sometimes even in schools it cannot be taught, but you can make your own research, and just for your just to clear yourself, you have to make that research. And so this is what is going on. Yeah, so I'm not shocked that these people are acting shocked. I just feel they're just maybe pretending, or maybe just trying to cover up by telling stories, their old stories here and there. Yeah, you know how it is when people have been telling you something and you've been ignoring them, and when it hits you, it will hit you so hard that it's just actually so unbelievable. Like, you would there is always that feeling of embarrassment. You know, the truth just comes knocking in your face. Something that you've already been taught something about, but you've decided to ignore, and then it comes knocking in your face, and then you are left with no options, okay, but to just make up something, yeah, to cover up. Anyways, tell me what you think about this in the comment section below.